Jesus can see through the heart of everything. Now, I'm not saying that Jesus would never do this, but the likelihood of Jesus coming to you being like, I want you to sell every single thing, give it all to the poor, and go to Africa. He might do that. Understanding what Jesus is really asking is, man, he wants all of your heart. And when he has all of your heart, he'll talk to you about everything else.
That's so true.
So that's what he's after. And that's the rich young ruler. He wants your heart. And then he'll talk to you about your money. Well, hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the One Life podcast, where we dive deeper into the weekend message. We talk about life, we talk about culture, leadership, all the things that are going on in the world. And as Pastor DJ mentioned last weekend that he was not going to be here, and that we have a very special guest where we always receive record ratings either on Spotify or on YouTube. Everybody, welcome back to the One Life podcast, the First Lady of One Life Church, Amanda Moore.
Hello.
Welcome, babe.
Thank you for having me again.
Thanks for being back in the saddle. You did such a great job. We need to have you more often, as you told me this morning. I need to be here more often than just a few times a year.
Things at me.
Here we go. This is all. It's live. It's podcast. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So a couple things I wanted just to ask, because people ask this about you to me, especially as our church is getting larger with now 3 campuses and 4 services at our Mesa campus. What service do you normally attend on the weekend?
Right now it's 10 a.m. That's like the perfect time for me anyway, with the schedule and everything. So
yeah, and like I think you were serving as need be at the 11:30.
Yes,
you
11:30, wherever they need.
So what's interesting though is because the church is just much larger than what it was when we got here 8 years ago with all the services. People will ask me, you talk about Amanda all the time, but I've never seen her. I've never met her. And I always ask, well, what service do you go to? And they're like, well, I go Thursday night. I'm like, well, that doesn't work.
No.
Or Sunday morning, the early one, whatever the case is. So it's kind of fun for people to get to know you, because a couple of weeks ago, you were invited to our senior adult, like our 65 plus ministry. And you did...
we talked about like fitness as you get older, the importance of movement and all of that, and nutrition. They were adorable. It was a lot of fun.
So even yesterday, an older gentleman, I don't know how old he is, but definitely in our seniors ministry, rolls up to me in a wheelchair and says, Pastor Jared. I'm like, uh-oh. Well, I think
I know who you're talking about.
I always brace myself for these conversations.
Yeah.
Like, Pastor Jared. And I thought he was going to complain about something, whatever the case is. And he wasn't. He was so complimentary. He's like, I finally met your Amanda. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude. Gave me like the like this.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh no.
That's ridiculous.
And he said, it was really cute. He was like, everything, like the way you talk about her is the way I used to talk about my wife who passed. And he's like, she is really, really special. And I'm trying to do the chair workouts that she encouraged me. Anyway,
I know, we went through, I showed them how to do workouts in the chair, and it was great. Received really well. Everyone was awesome.
So a lot of things, I think people just like to know more about you.
Okay.
Because the last time I think you were on here, our church, in fact, I was just with our staff, and I told them, this is really great, or it's exciting, that September 2024 to September 2025, just weekend attendance, we're up over 40%.
That's crazy.
That's an increase of 458 more people in the month of September this year than last year. So many people don't know you. They've never they're just brand new to the podcast.
Yeah.
So they're probably wondering, like, what does Amanda do? Like, what are your passions? So give us like an elevator speech of like what you do, like what you're passionate about. And even like we just expanded the gym, your business.
Yeah.
So some really cool things going on with that.
Yeah. So talking about like the seniors and the fitness that way. So I own or we own Amp Fitness.
Okay,
Right
we
down the
own
road.
it, but you run it.
I run it,
Okay,
yes.
right.
I don't know how. Yeah, it'd be a lot if you did that too.
I help.
I'm like, how would you do all of that?
I help when needed.
Yes, you're a great coach as needed.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
No, you really are. It's great. No, I'm not kidding. When people love you and you ask for that 5-star rating on
Every
Google.
time I finish a session, I'm like, don't forget, rate me at the best coach at Amp.
Oh, it's the best. Anyways, so we own Amp Fitness, small group training. We have the broad spectrum from kids all the way to seniors. So it's a amazing community. We love it.
That was actually birthed out of
here. Yeah.
Here you had
started a
and it just gained
fitness
traction.
class. Yeah, because it's a different view on fitness, that it's movement is medicine. And yes, we want to look good and whatever, but no, it's actually for your health and well-being. And you've talked about in your sermons, adding fitness into your life has helped you, even as a pastor, a dad, and all of that. And same with me, having movement.
I can't imagine. And not only that, just not to over-spiritualize it, but to spiritualize it.
For sure.
Is that, and even like our series that we just finished, Sound Mind, that the data shows, the science, that if you exercise 4 times a week, just 20 minutes, and it can be cardio, it can be just lifting weights, whatever.
Like. Yes.
It's the same as taking an antidepressant medicine, which is
it's
crazy.
Funny
Same
you say that.
effects.
I also teach part-time at a Christian school, like music, and then we offer added weightlifting class because it's a smaller Christian school, so they don't have weightlifting. And one of the moms last Friday was like, she leaves so happy. I said, yeah, because this is different than the antidepressants. Right. It's different. It helps them to like relieve stress, and they don't even realize it.
No.
So even at a young 13 years old, it's amazing how it helps. So that kind of is my passion, and it is my passion.
Okay, so for your credit, so let's just go back to Sound Mind. This is the podcast, so we can. And I kind of opened up about the funk that I was in. I talked about it week number 1, and then the last week.
Yeah,
just the funk that I was in. You kind of like pulled me and like, you have got to get the help. But it was more than just talking to a spiritual mentor, which I did, Pastor Joe Freeman, who recently passed away, who helped navigate and walk through those things. But it was also the conversation that you had. You said, listen, I am going to go to CrossFit.
Right.
And you didn't say it like you're going with me, but you're like, I would really like you to go with me. I think we could do this together. That, along with the things I was processing with Pastor Joe, all of it together is what brought healing into my life out of that that tunnel of depression.
Right.
So
I'm almost like a light switch, and then the community that was built.
Yeah, right.
And we were able to reach more people for Jesus, honestly, with being in a different community outside of church. It was amazing.
So let's talk about that for just a moment. When we were in that CrossFit gym, and I was a campus pastor.
Right.
In elementary school, very similar to our East Mesa campus. And probably 20, 30 people from the gym started attending
so cool.
our campus there. And so God not only did healing in my life through exercise and fitness, through your passion, but man, lives are changed forever because of all that.
It's interesting because people do ask, like, oh, what does Amanda do? And like, I really feel this is my ministry. I mean, it's not like I go preach during a workout. It's not that. It's my life, and it just comes out.
It's a calling.
Sometimes I preach.
No, it's a calling. I would argue with you. You do preach. It just comes out differently, but it's a calling. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's funny for me. Like everybody says, so I'm a firm believer. We even talked about it this morning. Like, I asked you, when's the last time you legitimately took a day off?
I know you.
And here's the thing, though. It's hard for me to take a day off. I know I need to, so I do. But it's hard because it's a calling, and I love it. As crazy as church life is, and as hard as people are sometimes, like it's a calling, and I love it. And I see that, and I sense that with you, which is, I admire that so much about you. Like you're such a hard worker, and you're building something pretty fantastic. You also just expanded.
Yes.
So I think people like a window into our life because they don't really know this. You expanded the gym. You also now provide. Yeah.
So the biggest thing for Amp Fitness, I want it to reach everybody. That you're not afraid, but the barbell is intimidating. Or as you're getting older, like that type of movement isn't working. So Pilates, yoga, mobility is a huge thing that I've added this last year. And as I'm turning 40 in a month, and I've just noticed a difference in my body.
I can't believe you said that
I know.
out loud.
It is what it is.
Here we are.
So we're going to embrace it and walk into it. But I just felt, okay, we need to speak into this, into recovery and getting the whole spectrum of what fitness is. So we've added a recovery space, cold plunge, red light therapy, sauna, compression, which is helpful even for Gianna with volleyball. Grace, it's
been awesome.
All of that, teaching them recovery is just as important as you working hard on the field or in the gym. So then we added a beautiful space. We did prayer with Pilates on Saturday.
So can I make a joke about this?
Well, here we go.
So it's it's prayer and Pilates. And so you asked me, you're like, hey, should I pray?
I didn't say it
would
like
that be
that.
weird
I don't
for people?
No,
that's exactly what you asked me.
Yeah.
And I said, hold on a second.
No, I meant, okay.
What am I missing?
I don't know. I just didn't want, so what's different about AMP is like you have people from all different walks of life.
Yeah, this is not a Christian gym.
It's not. So I don't,
Christians
but
run
I do
it.
feel like God's speaking to me about giving these opportunities for women and men to have a space outside of church where you're moving. And in those moments, God does speak to you. Like we've talked about that with what we've gone through, like adding movement. So adding the prayer and Pilates or even a guy's devotional workout class, we've talked about adding that in.
Bible and barbells. It's
or whatever
coming.
you want to call it. But I just felt like God is leading me in that. But it's also, I don't want to offend anybody, because I have a lot of different walks of life.
It's not exactly. We have atheists, we have Jewish people, we have everybody in between.
Yeah.
So and what's been amazing though, to brag on you again, is God has used a fitness business, where people know I'm a pastor. I mean, you're not hiding it even on your Instagram.
No.
Like my husband's a pastor, and I go to and you share One Life stories all the time.
Yes. It's a little glimpse of it.
Yeah, it's that moment of like we've seen dozens of people come to faith in Jesus, get water baptized,
or even rekindle their love for Jesus.
Exactly.
Again.
And that's not. I mean, yes, like we are Christians, and our goal is to bring as many people to heaven with us as possible. But I think what I admire too. It's like your approach. You're the most consistent person I know, which is I think people. That's why they're getting healthy, but also. It's been fun to see. So go back to the prayer and Pilates real quick.
Okay.
Because I want to finish my story because you interrupted me.
Oh.
The prayer and Pilates, you're like, will it offend people? And I'm like, honey, prayer is in the title. I think
so
people
true.
know what they're walking into. We're not backdooring them with anything.
That's true.
And
I don't want them to feel that way.
Yeah, of course. And you had a great.
It was
great
awesome.
Crowd, so
it was really sweet.
So I think that's a little window into our life. It also today. Our oldest daughter turns 14 years old.
That's so crazy.
We feel a little old today. It's crazy. It's amazing. She's an awesome kid. Mm-hmm. We love all of our kids.
Her first concert tonight. We're taking her to see Maroon 5.
Yeah, let's go.
And it starts at 8:00.
Y'all,
we're gonna die.
Better pray for us to survive this.
We're good. We're good. We got this.
Anyway, so that's a little window into you. You're amazing. Well, and I'll say this too. Like when we became the lead pastors, and I always say like I call you like lead pastors, like plural, even though like this isn't your job. You don't get paid by the church. Like this is my job, but I would not be here if it wasn't for you. And we can go back to some of those stories that I've shared before. Like you had a clear call. Like no, this is, and I would say a rhema word. Like we're going to Arizona.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be here, but also I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do if it wasn't for your support and your love. And so I just don't think I honor you enough from the stage. And so I'm going to take this moment and be like, I love you. I think you're amazing.
I love you
and
too.
We're on what God is doing here is nothing short of a miracle. And
it's been incredible.
It all started with you. And so I love you. Thank you.
I love you. Thank you for being my husband.
Yeah, that's right.
You're great too.
That's right.
I'm not good with this stuff.
You can just receive a compliment.
I don't like it.
Just receive it, absorb
it.
Let's
talk about the message.
Why are you all red?
Because yours.
I love you.
I love you too.
You're the best. All right. We took a lot of time.
Yes.
I think that was a good.
I agree.
So ask a few questions of the message. What did you think about it first week of level or next level?
Talking about a couple from the gym was saying how it was just so clearly presented and just about generosity, and you don't feel icky about it. Even how you talked about it when you brought it up. I love how you just make it real. Like, every time a pastor starts talking about money, you all get kind of, and it's just like, let's have a practical view of this.
I learned that from somebody, though. I got to give credit. I forget who, but like a pastor's like, every time, because people are expecting, especially the larger the church gets, you're like, oh, the mega church needs money. Separate it for a second. Yes, it takes money to reach a lot of people for Jesus. Like this doesn't happen just because we blink and no, it takes resources. But I also think, man, we're not going to be weird about it. I'm not a prosperity gospel teacher. No. I'm just like, okay, I understand there's a weirdness to this because they've seen on TV is weirdness.
Bringing that to light, I just even took a breath. I was like,
I don't want anything from you.
Even as your wife, I kind of feel that tension.
Oh, you hate it. Every time. What's the sermon? I'm like, oh, it's generosity. You're like, And it's not because it's a struggle for you. It's you in your mind, because you're very protective of me. You're always thinking, oh, people are going to hate this. And I actually am like, well, if you do it the right way. And
you did. It was great.
Well, thank you. I replay in my head. I probably should have said some things differently, as I always do as I go back. But the series, the next level series, is not fundraising. I'm not needing money. God's been really good to us. Like we're good stewards. Now, I have tons of vision. We don't have enough money for all the vision that we have. But so that's why in February we're gonna clearly present vision opportunities and say, man, let's all do this together. Let's do these things. That's coming. But now this is more like, man,
for every individual families,
we're
and
all
how
feeling it. So how do we conquer the big boss of money in our life and not allow money to defeat us? And that's where I think the struggle is for so many people. And the Bible has a lot to say about it. So, I think I made the joke at every service. Maybe I missed one. Jesus talked about money more than any other issue. I don't think we talk about it enough in the church.
Because of that.
Because of here we go again.
And I think delivering it the way you did, it takes away that. So, good job. Let me ask a couple questions from.
Let's go.
You mentioned the worries of life and the deceitfulness of wealth in the sermon. Which of those two feels like a bigger obstacle for people right now, and why?
So Jesus actually is the one in Mark 10, that's the parable, or Mark 13, that's the parable of the soil. And he says the reason why people don't go to 30, 60, 100x is because of these two reasons. Worries of life, which I totally can resonate with. I mean, you and I have talked about that. Like, raising teenagers is so freaking expensive.
It's a lot.
I mean, Gianna, 14, she eats like crazy. She's growing. Grayson is like coming into that growth spurt. He's eating like, it's expensive.
And their activities, all of the things.
Everything. So I get it. Like the worries of life. And then you have health issues, right? Like whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's not just like mortgage and bills. It's everything. It's just expensive to live life. So I get life gets in the way, which keeps us from going 30, 60, 100. But the one that I've overlooked a lot, and this is kind of like an eye-opening moment for me, even in study, was the deceitfulness of wealth. That's what keeps people. So Jesus is making the argument, the reason why people don't go is not just the worries of life. Yes, it's a thing, but it's also like you've bought into the lie, the lure, that provision that you can become you can take care of yourself if you make more money. That's the deceitfulness of wealth. And that's why the rich young ruler, I resonate with him a lot. And that's why. So I think Jesus said it's both and, but I think because this is the series, I just don't think we've thought about it enough. The deceitfulness of wealth that keeps us from getting to the next level. And that's the bridge I'm trying to create here.
And it's interesting when you were speaking, I was thinking even like personalizing it. Even like achieving something like, oh, I want the gym to get bigger and this is never good enough. I need another person or whatever. And it's like, okay, what is God saying in that moment? When is it enough? Like, when are you content with what I've given you. And that spoke to me for sure.
Okay. So same. I'm actually on a call this morning with another pastor, and we gonna have like a Monday check-in, and he's local. He's in the West Valley, and we were just talking about, life. And I just said, hey man, because he pastors a church larger. And I said, does it ever get easier? And he's like, it doesn't. And I'm not saying easier like the people. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the internal drive. Like, I remember when we got here, the church was 250, and I'm like, dude, we can just get to 500 will be great.
Yeah.
And you get to 500, and you have that moment like,
it's always like the next.
500, like, that's it? If we get to 1,000, that'd be great. You get to 1,000, you're like, okay. 1,500, like, okay. And it's literally like, and we're pushing 2,000 right now. I'm like, okay, this is it.
And we're not saying that's bad. Like,
No,
that's
godly
not.
ambition
it's
is huge.
No, yes. And I feel like, but it's the heart. Where's the heart in all of that?
Exactly.
And
so that's the thing you have. And I think that's actually what Jesus is getting at of like, oh, you thought that as you get to this level that you're going to be good, but it's actually not. It's your desire is. So the idea is like, if a number, net worth, max out IRA, 401, whatever the case, if that is your end goal, he's saying that's actually going to keep you from experiencing next level living because you're trusting that to be your provision and not God.
So good.
So my goal in this series is to be like, nothing wrong with having a bunch of money. I hope you make boatloads. I hope you make so much money you don't know what to do with it, and then you call me and I'll tell you what to do with it. Like that, like literally, like I hope the money is not the problem.
No,
it's when that becomes your security and your source of provision.
And you're not generous and just holding it to
Bingo.
you. Yes.
That's where it gets out of whack. And that's actually what keeps people from going 30, 60, 100. So
that's good.
So let me say it this way. Because everybody's like, oh, see, wealth, rich, that's the bad thing. No, I know very wealthy people who live a next level life. And I know medium income people who are stuck at level 1. It has nothing to do with the amount of money. It's what they do with the money.
Right.
And I hope that came across clear. Money's not the problem. It's the spirit on it that becomes the problem.
Exactly.
Okay.
Good.
Sorry.
Have you ever believed one of money's lies, that a certain salary or purchase would solve everything, and it didn't? We kind of just talked about that.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about it. Was there? I mean, probably when let me go back. Probably when I was little, I probably thought, when we first got married, if I can just like get the dream house, then we'll be happy. And man, that never take
I
it from
wouldn't
us.
mind still being in that little tri-level.
Man,
that was so cute. We had to redo a whole. It was so bad. Our first house. Oh wow, I still have dreams about it.
That was coming out of the 2008 crisis. And we got a good deal on that. But it was, I mean, they had dogs and they let the dogs go crazy. And that's why we got such a good deal on it. And I mean, you're probably right. Like think about like the Henry Ford quote. Like, I was happier when I was a mechanic.
Yes.
Probably
Sometimes
happier when I was living in this little house.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Gianna was born there. Oh, yeah. Good memories.
All the feels. What we got?
Okay. How have you seen putting God first in your finances or time or gifts open doors for One Life Church?
So we have, we'll talk about this in the series. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but let me answer it. One Life Church, I'm not asking anybody to do anything in our church that we don't practice and our church doesn't practice. So I'm just a firm believer in this, and I'm not mean to be legalistic because everybody's like, the tithe is Old Testament, right?
And you talked about that on Sunday.
You don't have to tithe. I mean, like tithing does not mean that God loves you more, like that. Just so we're clear, we give because we serve a give first God, and it's once He gets a hold of your heart, He'll talk to you about all those things. But I think beyond, and I'll break this down. When I say the word tithe, everybody gets hung up on that word. And that's not what I mean. I'm just saying that God obviously created a principle, and we serve a principle God. And He has principle 10, 10, 80. Give 10, save 10, live on the rest. You honor God, He's first. You build wealth, and it teaches you to like live in contentment. So we do our best to do that. The church does our best to do that. Like, it's just a commitment that we've made. And so that's why everybody do that. So personally speaking for us, you cannot talk me out of that principle.
I agree.
Like, I believe in that with all of my heart. So we've seen God provide. He's done immeasurably more than we can ever ask, dream, think, or imagine. And
It's incredible.
just by honoring him with that.
Mhm.
The church, since I became the pastor here, we put that into place. 10, 10, 80. Now, what's true about us is we are growing at such a fast clip that the 10% that we save, we use that to keep up with growth.
Yes.
So yes, we have a bunch of money in savings, but we're doing that like every week. Revenue comes in, we put 10% in a giving account, 10% in a savings account, and the rest pays the bills, all those types of things. Here's what I would say, especially the last couple of years as we started the outreach center, the porch, and that's part of our giving budget. When you give first, when you're just generous, and the question was like, how have we seen this play out in One Life's? I'm telling you, we are earning the right to be heard in our community. People are flocking to our church. I haven't got the numbers from Pastor Julie yet for the month of September, but I'm pretty sure it's close to 400 people that were served the month of September, right? So think about that. That's because of the generosity that people in One Life Church are able to do that. We are earning the right to be heard, not just meeting physical needs and providing food and clothing and offering class. We're now like their hearts are open for us to meet them in their spiritual load. So that's why we do it. Like, and then it expands. So think of a tithe. Again, don't get hung up on the word. Think of the 10%, the principle God created, as a seed. And when you release a seed, like a cantaloupe, right? Like, man, way more is going to come out than just what you put in the ground. That's the idea of tithing. So we earn the right to be heard. God blesses it. And I think one of the reasons why God has been so good to us as a church, financially, baptisms, people saying yes to Christ, is because we're just good stewards and managers of what he gives us. And praise God. It doesn't mean that we don't have needs. Like we have significant needs. There's so much vision, but we're committed to not outpunt our coverage.
I love that.
And
just being wise with it.
Stay committed to the 10-10-80
And you said that yesterday or this weekend. When you have that heart of generosity, it's just amazing how God, it leaves a legacy. You gave that the cartoon.
Yeah, right.
That, like when you come to the end, well, what was it? You just held on to it all?
You had nothing left, nothing to show for it except the money you had in your hands.
And it's not even like a money thing, the generosity of your, serving your time. Like you see people serving every weekend and the joy that they get from all of that. Right. So it's just. Yeah,
we'll talk about all those things in this series, but make no mistake though, like Jesus talks about it, how you handle your money and your resources directly impacts your spiritual life. They are where your heart is, they're your treasure. Or where your treasure is, they're your heart. So they're right. Where your treasure, treasure first, your heart goes. So they're connected.
Okay. All right. Next question. The sermon mentioned the rich young ruler and Judas. Which one do you think today's Christians relate to more, and why? It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I think nobody wants to admit that they relate to Judas, but we have more in common with Judas than people want to imagine. There's broken relationships with money. Like literally, show me your bank account.
Yeah.
And it's not that you're stealing. That's what everybody thinks. The principle is, Judas had a broken relationship with money, and which ultimately led to his downfall. And so Judas would be a stretch, but the rich young ruler or something
when
like
you were talking about him, because I put myself in his shoes, because we look at right now, and I would have to give up all of this. But when you don't have that kingdom perspective, like I'm not here for the now. I'm here for furthering the kingdom so it was interesting that if we're so wrapped up in the now and I need this, I could see where I could choose.
So remember, Jesus can see through the heart of everything. Now, I'm not saying that Jesus would never do this, but the likelihood of Jesus coming to you being like, I want you to sell every single thing, give it all to the poor and go to Africa. He might do that. But again, what he's after because he saw the blockage, he's after your heart. And he's like, man, you're never going to inherit eternal life because all you care about is your wealth. I mean, Jesus sees through everything that we can't see through.
That's true.
And so for me, it's always like, man, I'm going to guard my heart with this. And God, like more than anything, if that's what you want me to do, that's what I'll do. That's why I think we don't necessarily resonate with the rich young ruler, because we just think, well, I don't want to sell everything and go to Africa. I don't think that's what Jesus is asking. And maybe, but I think Jesus is saying, give me all of your heart and don't let anything impede this. So it's both. I think we relate to both.
Yeah.
But it's understanding what Jesus is really asking is, man, he wants all of your heart. And when he has all of your heart, he'll talk to you about everything else.
That's so true.
And even like, it's so funny. Like people ask me, what does God think about this? Right. And not just this, but like the thing.
Right.
And it's usually like a vice that somebody's dealing with. And my response to them is like, man, I don't really think God cares about that thing.
He's worried about like this.
He gets your heart. He'll talk to you about that thing.
That's good.
So that's what he's after. And that's the rich young ruler. He wants your heart. And then he'll talk to you about your money. One more.
Okay. This is only week 1 of Level Up. What do you hope people in our church will experience by the end of the series?
Freedom. So if somebody right now is like, man, I do not have a handle, and again, it's going to take some humility, but they would just admit, like, man, I kind of struggle in this area. Like my money controls me. I don't really control it. My prayer is that they would walk out of being like, okay, I have some tools. Maybe they signed up for financial peace through this series. Maybe they figure out how to budget, and we're going to like offer
great.
all those types of things, or like very practically.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're not going to just be on a stage telling you, like, we're going to actually help you with, hey, here's a budgeting
just take that
seminar.
First step. Yes.
How do you even budget, right?
That's
how do
good.
you, again, tell your money where to go and not where your money
That
to.
is so, yeah.
My goal is that people at the end of this
Experience the
series,
freedom.
and not that people can walk in freedom in 4 weeks, but they would be taking steps to experience freedom down the road in this area. So that's, if you're to ask me, and you did ask me, what's the one thing I want for people? That they would walk
I love it.
in freedom. There we go.
Good.
So it's going to be, I don't want people to miss, I know it's like fall break and vacations in October, but I don't want people to miss a single week. So keep coming back. God will speak to you in this series. And I promise, I'll give a little bit of vision, but I want this for you. I don't want anything from you. So,
That's great.
all right. As Pastor DJ always says, as we come to the end of another podcast, the church is not a building that you sit in, but it's a movement that you get to be a part of to reach one more life for Jesus. Let's go.